Hello, I'm Annie. Today I'm just going through my basic drawing warm-up. I saw this set of steps on a Tumblr post, and I'd never really understood the concept of a drawing warm-up before, because I'd always see people doing warm-up sketches, but that always just seemed like doing a drawing to me. So somebody made a post and went through these steps. They had a couple extra steps that I don't usually get to. First one here is just doing a page of circles. This day I kept them all pretty much the same size. I've been trying lately to make them different shapes, but the idea is just to be really loose with it to get that sort of circle shape. I alternate between counterclockwise, which usually looks better for me, and whatever the opposite of what I just said was. Then spirals, I also alternate clockwise and counterclockwise, and I just stop them once they start going off the page. But yeah, so circles, and basically all of these warm-ups are just a focus on loosening you up, getting you more comfortable with making confident strokes as you draw, which is most important for when you're about to go into line art, but I like to do it regardless of what drawing I'm going to be doing that day, because it's okay if your sketches are more confident and loose, so it's really good to have these. Now I have this set up on an animation window in Krita, which is the program that I use, just because that helps me keep it as one file, and it's kind of like having a sketchbook almost for everything, because if I were to go through those different animation frames, it would show another page covered in layers of lines or of circles or spirals. Is this impractical? Maybe. It makes me happy to do. That weird purplish color in the back is actually from when I got tired of doing the sketchbook format and just merged all the layers and blended them all into one uniform color. Why did I do this? Because I can. Art, especially if it's just your warm-ups, it can be whatever you want. It doesn't have to make any sense. It just, you want to make sure that your warm-ups are loosening you up. I was in band in high school, your warm-ups were usually going to be your scales or basic stuff like that. This is doing just the most basic hand motions and working from there. So that last thing was lines, and then this is connect the dots, which starts with little lines, and then you move on to curves where you're connecting 3 dots instead of just 2. Again, I layer it up because I don't know. I think I like seeing the culmination of days of effort going into it. And so it's more satisfying to me, even though starting with a clean sheet of paper may be more satisfying to others. But I struggle with the curves mostly. I've been getting better, but it's still a large part of my warm-up time is devoted to just landing the curves in a way that makes me feel I've got it close enough to the center of each dot that the line is going through. I also try, when I'm doing curves or lines, not to connect the same dots that I've already connected. Also, sometimes if I'm struggling with a set of 3 dots, I, alternate whether I'm starting from the right or from the left, because I generally find that does make a big difference in how things end up being shaped. And this is volumes. I don't think I zoom out to show the whole page here, but it's basically practicing just, how you represent volumes. with shadow or highlight. Today is more of a highlight day because I was working with a white as my color. You can see there I like to experiment with different ways of building up shadow and or highlight with hatching or stippling on those weird like yellow lines above it. This day was fun because it was more like line thicknesses, which isn't something I had really worked on this page yet, so. Yeah, so this and the connect the dots are definitely the parts of the exercise that take the longest for me. It used to be that like the lines page would take a long time for me, but I've gotten a lot better at like just making those confident strokes that are, you know, close enough to horizontal. It doesn't have to be perfect, and close enough to the correct angles that I don't constantly do Control-Z and correct it, because that's generally what's going to take the longest time in these warm-ups, is that I still can't fully turn off that perfectionist part of my brain. And like, obviously nothing in here is perfect, so I have some success, but you know, if you, going back to the analogy of like music warm-ups, if you just completely mess up a scale, you aren't going to be like, eh, it's fine, it's a warm-up. It's okay that I played all of the wrong notes, you know? But you aren't going to be necessarily beating yourself up because you were slightly off on the rhythm or something on a scale. Now, if you're doing a rhythm exercise, probably going to be more concerned about the rhythm for that particular warm-up. But since, besides the volume one, most of the exercises are about like being loose and loosening up, obviously turning off that perfectionist part of my brain is the most like beneficial way to approach it. I do get more precise with the volumes. So like there I'm erasing a little bit of a nubbin off of a line because I do want it to look a little clean. Like it's still kind of lumpy. Not all the lines are straight, but at least it looks like it is a solid shape, not just an intersection of lines. And I think at that point I'm satisfied with it. Nope, still erasing. That's fine. Yeah, that's it. Have a nice day. Bye.